Hello, welcome back to Woodturners Journal. I'm Jerrod, and today we're going to be filling in voids with resin. And we're going to try to do a color resin. I've never done it before, and I'm hoping this works. I've worked with resin before in the past. You've seen I made a resin bowl with wood chips basically in there, wood blocks in the bowl, but this one's going to be different. We're going to start with an actual blank. And the reason I decided to do this was, as you can see, there's this huge void here. And so I don't lose too much wood. I was in the middle of, this has been sitting around for a couple of years, and I was in the middle of basically kind of rounding it out. And I realized that other than a plate or something, there's so much missing from here. And rather than waste this, is a really beautiful piece of wood. Maybe we'll try to fill it in with a nice colored resin and see what we get. Maybe it'll be cool. I think it should be, but we'll see how it goes. So to start, I went to the store and I went to a craft store. You go to Michael's or something, and I just bought these cardboard rounds. Not sure really what they're for, maybe cake decorating or something. But they sell them there, and I grabbed these. And it's going to make as a base for this. And then I bought a sheet of this plastic, and I went ahead and cut out the size that I needed. So just cut it, and I made sure that it's a little big, but it will wrap perfectly around this thing, and it's the blank, and it's going to hold in the resin. So we'll get started on how I'm going to go about this. All right, to start, you can see that I already see the holes here. I already had this mounted to the lathe. So this is actually, this will be the back of, or the bottom, I mean, of the bowl, which is better because I'm gonna end up pouring all this resin in here, and it will fill this, and you'll get more wood and resin showing. If I was to hollow out this, if I was to hollow it out this way, you'd only get a lip of the resin. This way you're getting the whole bend of the bowl, and you're getting a lot more of the effect. So it's going to go in all these spaces. There's a lot of cracks and everything else. It should hold it together pretty well. To start, I'm going to put this, doesn't matter if it's center or not. And I picked cardboard. I mean, you could pick wood or something like that, but remember, this is going to end up being glued to this. And same thing with this plastic. This plastic is really thin, and it's going to be a permanent part of this. So you have to make sure that you're able to, your chisels can go through it to get it off. All right. So I'm going to start by, I have a electric stapler. I'm just going to make sure that this is flat. And I put it on the lightest setting. I'm not sure if you could see it. I don't want it to go all the way in, because once again, there's going to be resin. When this dries, I need to be able to pull this staple out, or else it's going to destroy my chisel. So now I'm going to wrap it. It doesn't matter how exactly tight it is. But you do want to make sure that it's flush touching the bottom here. Because next, what I'm going to do is I have a hot glue gun, and I'm going to go ahead and seal it so it doesn't leak. If you don't have a hot glue gun, you could use caulk. Anything that's just going to hold it, just to make sure. But this is it's going to dry fast for me. Too much is okay, because you do not want this to leak. If you start pouring the resin in there and it starts leaking on you, you're going to have problems. And the reason I said that it didn't have to be completely tight around here, remember, I want the resin to go down in there and fill all the gaps. Just went over where I did it lightly. All right, give that a few minutes to dry, and then when I come back, we'll be mixing up the resin. All right, so while that was drying, I went ahead and got the biggest bowl I could find. It's just a plastic bowl, and I went ahead and greased it, and believe it or not, all I used is shortening to grease it up, because it really kind of coats the walls well and doesn't run. And it, you know, this is what I used last time, same style bowl and the shortening, and it worked last time I worked with the resin. It came out really nice and clean, so I'm gonna do it again. And then when I went to the craft store, I went and bought this. It's all it is a resin kit. And it's made for that. It's made to hold on wood and do projects and everything else. I went and bought 2 of them, so I have double the amount, because I felt like I'm going to need a lot to fill this. I may even need more, but we'll see. And this is what I've never worked with before, this Artisan Premium Color dyes. I'm using purple. I think if I make it a dark purple in the wood, I think there'll be a nice contrast. I think you know, it could come out pretty cool. I also toyed with ideas of putting metal in the resin, and I'm going to do that in a future project. I'm not sure when, but that's definitely part of my plans, because I really like, I have a lot of copper powder I've bought, and metallic powder and stuff, and I think it looks beautiful when finished. So that'll be a future project, but right now I'm just going to do the dye, make sure this actually comes out. So we'll see how these two, they should mix together fine, but we'll see how it goes, because I do want it dark, and hopefully it doesn't mess it up to that it could still dry and be hard. So we'll get, I'll start mixing it. I'll show you that process. So you have equal parts here. One part, the first part is the actual epoxy, basically the resin, and this is the hardener right here. So it actually makes this not become a liquid anymore and makes it hard. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll start with the epoxy. We'll get all this out. I could say, just looking at that, I probably am gonna need a lot more. So here's the dye, let's see what happens. I'm adding that next. I'd recommend not getting it on you. I'm going to go ahead and add more of the epoxy from the other bottle. If you had a whisk that you don't need, probably would make this a little bit easier. Okay, here we are. We're all mixed up here. And we're going to pour it in. Hope it doesn't leak. And hope it actually sets. The The reason I say it, hopefully it actually sets, is because I added another component to it that's a liquid. So there's a chance it's not going to dry right. Now you want to make sure you get it on these sides. I want to fill up the gap on the bottom here. All right. Okay, I just removed the staples. Some of them, this may be a little bit of a problem. We'll see how it goes. Some of them broke off in there just a little bit, but I got the majority of them out. So we'll see how my chisel handles that one. I want to point out this section right here where it folds together and I stapled it. It was still coming through the creases, you know, from the expansion of the epoxy as it dries. So I ended up taking a little bit of duct tape and just reinforcing it to make sure that it held pretty well. And I should have done that beforehand. It probably would have held a little bit better, but it was just a little extra reinforcement. And then I think you saw I was putting in these popsicle sticks. I bought a whole bag of them from the craft store, and basically all it was doing was allowing all of the epoxy to flow down into the gaps. And so, but those will cut right off, just like this plastic will cut off. It'll be really easy. So next is to get this mounted up on the lathe. Let's get this drilled in there. All right. We'll put it up on the lathe. Thank you for watching part one of my two-part series for my cherry and acrylic hollow form. I appreciate it. And I want to tell everybody out there that I started a Woodturners Journal Facebook group page, and it's for woodworkers, woodturners, people interested in wood turning, you know, people that have questions. It's just a nice little community for everybody to learn off of each other and help get inspired and get ideas, share your work. So if you'd like to check it out, I will put a link either in the video for you to click on, or if I can't, down at the bottom below this video. Just check it out. Like I said, it's a good little group and it's starting to gain in popularity. And don't forget to check out part two of my video here. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I have more coming. And once again, I just want to thank everybody for all the support and all the nice comments and everything. I appreciate everybody, and keep watching. Thank you very much.